Time, not space. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hello, and welcome back to I Don't Know What You're Talking About, a podcast between Erin and Garrett. I'm Garrett. With me, as always, is Erin. It's a cozy little podcast at a table that's in a kitchen, near a kitchen, where we discuss some things that the other person might not know about. Although it's kind of a gamble, right? Like, you might know. That sound was our dishwasher. Erin started the dishwasher again tonight.
I think it was like episode 3 that I did that last.
Yep.
It's not it's not one of our standing items. What are those called again?
What are we washing?
Yeah. Yes.
Erin, how are you doing?
Do you know that I had caprese salad for lunch with buffalo mozzarella?
No, I was going to ask about that because I saw that you bought buffalo mozzarella and you've been off of dairy for a while now.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
Delicious.
Nice.
Yeah, I just learned that people that have the type of dairy intolerance that I have can have buffalo dairy products.
That's amazing. I think you should go to a pizza place that you like and bring your own buffalo mozzarella and just ask them to bake it directly onto the pizza in place of cow mozzarella.
That's like our Blackberry Burgerville story.
Which, yeah, we talked about that story on this podcast, right?
Oh, did we?
I feel like we did, yeah.
Oh.
Don't retell it.
It will be a mystery if we didn't. And we'll never tell it.
Please email us at idkwitapod@gmail.com if you think you know what the Blackberry milkshake story is about.
Tell us your version of the story.
Exactly.
Wait, do we ever check that email?
See if you know what we're talking about. A new segment we're doing. Yes, I checked it for the first time recently in a while. And yeah, not a ton of emails rolling in with people's stories that they want us to explain to each other.
Well, let's open the opportunity up again that if you have a topic that you'd like us to cover, we really need like 2 email addresses so we can keep them.
Or we could alternate. We could like take turns where you dip in, I dip in,
idea.
and
Okay.
only read the first one you open. Don't like select from them.
Okay.
Also, if people don't like electronic mailing, they can DM our Instagram account at idkwitapod on Instagram.
Good idea.
Yeah. It's a fun follow as well. Erin does a good job of curating some fun pictures to put up
Thanks.
after each episode of things that we talked about.
That's really my favorite part of this whole thing.
Are you going to put buffalo mozzarella picture up there?
Or maybe a buffalo. I felt, sorry. Never mind. I'll be jumping ahead into what are we eating if I keep talking.
I'm not mad to talk about food. I mean, you've already started with the whole mozzarella conversation.
Oh, you're right. So maybe we're in it.
True.
What are we eating?
What are we eating? I don't know what you're eating here.
Well, yesterday, after being solo parenting for the weekend, I definitely needed a little break. So I went to the grocery store by myself and it was very nice. But I just took my time, walked around the grocery store. If you've listened to this podcast thoroughly, you know that's one of my favorite activities.
Grocery stores.
Yeah. But I got buffalo mozzarella. I got passion fruit juice that I've been drinking with crushed ice, and it feels like a summer tropical mocktail.
Yeah, the crushed ice definitely made it seem fancy. Like you walked in with it and I was like, ooh, what is that?
Yeah. It's really good.
But you should really save that for what are we drinking?
Oh. Whoops. Yeah, and so last night I had crushed ice with passion fruit juice and those fermented lupini beans.
Oh, man. Definitely.
The garlic herb ones, or garlic rosemary.
Yeah, they're these packaged fermented lupini beans that we've been getting at Whole Foods that are like on a shelf, even though it doesn't seem like they should be on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're delicious little crunchy bean snackers.
Yeah, they make me feel like I'm in Italy.
Italy with your passion fruit and your buffalo mozzarella.
Yeah.
I feel like you're hitting a lot of condiments.
Yeah. Well, and then you went to Starter Bread, which is a local bakery that makes bread with really good like grains, like heirloom grains and einkorn flour and I don't know, just wheats and flours that are not as processed. And they are only open one day a week, and so it's exciting when we get bread from there. So yesterday I also had like thick slice of that amazing bread with peanut butter and honey and flaky salt and
Yum.
olive oil and yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to Starter Bread in the St. John's neighborhood
It's so good.
of Portland, open Sundays. They sell out of things quickly, but yeah, they have a lot of fun stuff, fun pretzels.
Oh, sourdough pretzels with spicy mustard.
Also, they've been like kind of like half getting into the pizza game by doing these potato slabs, which, spoiler alert, I did get a potato slab on my way home.
Oh, first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like to tell you about the dairy that I'm eating because it just makes you jealous.
That makes me think of Arizmendi.
Exactly. It's very similar to Arizmendi. I feel like they could pivot just a little bit and be Arizmendi.
If you haven't been to Arizmendi, it's like connected to the Cheese Board restaurants in San Francisco, but it's a bakery in the Lake Merritt area in Oakland. And it's like, in my brain, it's quintessential Oakland Bay Area feeling. Like it's just this big, airy, busy bakery that has, there's a lot of B words, that has like most incredible baked goods, just like a big case of them. So you can just like throw everything in a bag, and then really good daily pizza that rotates.
Yeah, all of their bakery stuff is so good. Like their blueberry muffins are killer. They're like, what was it? Their mushroom manchego biscuits are so good. I used to get like one of those every other day when we lived in Oakland. But the main draw is that they do one type of pizza all day, where it's different every day just based upon what ingredients are fresh or they have. And it's like, it's super unique. It actually took me a lot of weeks of eating it before I realized what was so unique about it is that it's not really a sauced pizza. Like and it's so funny because I was just saying that I need marinara on pizza, but Arizmendi breaks that rule and does it well, where there's not marinara on it, and then they just like have amazing cheeses and fresh ingredients on this like the best chewy bread ever. Yeah, oof, their pizzas are so good.
It's perfect.
But I think Starter Bread is kind of getting there with these potato slabs. They're doing a lot of cheese with potatoes and like hot peppers and like whatever kind of fresh ingredients they have on really good starter bread. They could do it.
I'm assuming they like know about Arizmendi and have visited.
If not, we should tell them.
Yeah. Starter Bread started during the pandemic as a like sourdough bread subscription service. Sourdough subscription.
You're all about the alliteration
service.
Tonight. That big, beautiful bakery that makes lots of bouncing baked goods. Sourdough super subscription services.
And they still do that. But now they have their brick and mortar too.
Yeah, they went BM.
Mm-hmm.
And they went BM hard.
We'll edit that out.
Don't edit that out, Erin. Edit that cough out, Erin.
Yeah, that's what we're eating.
I have, what are we wearing, maybe? Do you have any thoughts or feelings on the Crocs lawsuit that is happening currently? Do you know about this? Have you heard about this? Do you know about this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then this is my new topic, and I will save my topic for next week. So a little background on this is we have a friend that like violently hates Crocs, and I've been trying to get her to like Crocs. I even sent her a pair in the mail, and word on the street is she does wear them occasionally. Because I'm not the biggest Croc proponent. I know they look silly, but I feel like they're comfortable, and it's maybe my favorite house shoe. It's a chore shoe for me, for sure. But that person recently sent a reel about Crocs saying that there's a lawsuit going on that they're not technically shoes because when they're out in the sun, they shrink.
What is the definition of shoes that you don't shrink in the sun?
Yes. That shoes maintain a rigid shape and because these change when they're in the sunshine, that it's like part of this lawsuit where you like could jump on board, and if you've ever bought Crocs, you can get like $5 in the mail or something like that. So Crocs is being sued right now.
I'm sure they've dealt with lots of lawsuits because they like get stuck in escalators and kids fall and stuff.
It's been a while since I've heard about one of those Croc escalator stories.
Well, there's a social awareness now
Yeah.
to take the elevator.
I don't feel like it's a good mall shoe. I feel like
Oh, I was picturing airports.
I always picture malls when I picture escalators.
Oh. Well, I was thinking because I feel like Crocs are a good travel shoe. Like, because they're just easy to like pop off and on when you're going through security or on the plane.
Although I saw a headline recently that no more taking shoes off in any airports.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So that is not my topic tonight.
So I guess Crocs are no longer needed as an airport shoe.
No. Well, because of escalators, they shouldn't have been one in the first place.
Exactly. It's all meant to be.
Maybe, does the Portland airport not have any? They have those moving walkways, but I don't think they really have escalators.
No, they do. Like when you.
Oh, yeah,
in.
I'm totally wrong. They go, like, at the baggage claim. There's those ones that go down.
Yeah. I think I always think of those like two main ones, and there's like a coffee shop kind of underneath them.
Yeah.
If that, or like to the side of them. What are we watching? Wait, are we done with eating? And wait, what were we just doing? Wearing?
I maybe have an eating highlight that while you were graciously watching both of our children this weekend and losing your mind, that I was camping with the boys. And I feel like there's a lot of, maybe 15 years ago, if I was camping with the boys, it would have been a very different food situation than it is now that we're all more responsible. So we had just an abundance of food. I made like 2 giant things of carnitas meat and brought a bunch of like pickled red onions and things to make tacos. And then somebody else brought a bunch of short ribs to like cook up. And then somebody else also brought like beef fajitas to do. And then somebody else brought a bunch of like charcuterie things. And
It's amazing.
yeah, it was very meat heavy. I also brought one of my favorite summer salads, the farro roasted corn, pickled red onion, cotija mint.
And there's a nut in it.
Oh, and crushed up hazelnuts.
Yeah. I feel like that crunch is really good in it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a Molly Baz recipe. I think she uses almonds in hers, but I didn't have any, so I'm an Oregon boy. I put hazelnuts in it.
Yeah. Not
Filberts.
Filiberts.
I feel like there's this weird propaganda that like, oh, all Oregonians call them filberts, but I've like never heard anyone say that.
Does Tessa call them Filiberts?
That's a very good question.
Tessa? Do you call them Filiberts?
Should we have her
I think
on?
she does.
Really?
We should have her on to talk about Filiberts or just Oregon.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm sure she has a lot of Oregon fun facts that we don't know about.
True. Other eating thing. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was great camping food.
I have wanted I just love camping food. Oh, our neighbor just asked if we have any camping food inspiration for her because she's going camping and hasn't camped in a lot of years.
Ooh.
So maybe you can send her some ideas since you just...
I mean, I feel like the classic back in the day was make a bunch of burritos and roll them up, and you can do breakfast burritos and lots of different kinds of things, and then just like heat those up on a grill pretty easy if you're going for like low maintenance.
I think we used to make some really good breakfast burritos like that with potatoes and poblano peppers and mushrooms. Like they were just like packed full of, bacon and eggs and poblanos.
That sounds like the old
Donna's
tamales breakfast burrito. Mm-hmm. So I would
shout out Donna's.
Yeah, Erin went to college in Oakland, and I lived down there while she was still in college, and I worked for a tamale company. So I would go to all these farmers markets all around the Bay Area. And in addition to these delicious vegetarian tamales, we also had a killer breakfast burrito. Also a killer vegan burrito.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was kind of back before, like, so many things were vegan. It was more of like how exotic. You have a vegan burrito?
Yeah, their burritos were amazing.
Yeah. Shout out Donna and Shirley.
Sunny farmers market walks with breakfast burritos and blue bottle coffee.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I made some coconut whipped cream for dessert with like maple syrup and coconut milk and strawberries. Kind of a fun summer dessert.
Yeah, I had some bites. It was delicious. How'd you feel about the coconut whipped cream?
I maybe needed to whip it longer and maybe
whip it good.
And I'm glad you got lots of different brands because I want to do taste tests to see the flavor differences.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of different brands of coconut milk today.
Because we bought an ice cream maker.
Yeah, you really buried the lead on that coconut milk thing. Yes, one of my summer traditions with my daughter is to make coconut milk ice cream. And we usually do this process where you just like mix ingredients and coconut milk and sugar, and then you let it freeze, and then you break it up and blend it, and you let it freeze again. And it's like pretty decent considering it's like a, without an ice cream maker sort of situation. But now we got an ice cream maker, and it's going to be operational tomorrow. I'm sure it's the first thing that our daughter's going to want to do when she wakes up.
Yeah, we're never going to have to buy ice cream again.
That's the goal. We're going to save thousands of dollars per year on ice cream costs.
I mean, maybe.
I am excited to make some...
At least $400
per year on ice cream is what we spend?
Yeah.
What math did you just do? Walk me through that.
Well, I was like, ice cream's like, $6 to $10.
For sure.
And there's 52 weeks in a year.
True.
But we definitely don't buy ice cream every week.
Also true.
So I was thinking maybe like 2/3 of the year, 1 pint a week.
Okay.
And I got some rough number in my head because of that.
I got to start crunching some numbers here. So,
wait, I don't even remember what amount I said.
Weeks in a year, and we're going to go two.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
We'll do 54 just to be safe. So that's 36. So you're saying and then which price did you go with? You went with the high price. So that's 360.
And what did I say?
400.
Oh.
It's not bad. But I went with 54 weeks, and if there's actually 52 weeks in a year, it would be less than that.
Good math.
We've been spending way too much money in our lives on ice cream.
Not anymore.
Suddenly seems long measured in muffins. My favorite Frasier jokes.
Oh, yeah, when she gets like a lifetime supply of muffins.
Yeah, and Daphne's trying to do the math of how many muffins she eats in a week and how many that'd be in a year and like how much money she would save on muffins. My life suddenly seems long measured in muffins.
Okay, watching. I have 2.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I'm just announcing that I have 2. I don't have to start.
I apologize, Erin. Please start.
Okay. What are we watching? Let's start. Start that one over.
Wait, what is happening?
Okay, what are we watching?
Oh my God. This is for editing purposes. Are you having a stroke? And I think we should do what are we watching?
What are we watching?
I have a big what are we watching?
Okay, we're starting now.
We're in it. We started a while ago. So, listeners know that we were working our way through F-Boy Island Season 3.
Dear listeners.
And we did finish it.
You're welcome.
So then unlike the last episode, they were like going out on these dates that were like kind of in these canyony desert areas. And I was like, what island are they on? Because the first two were actually on islands, and through the Googling figured out one of them was on the Cayman Islands.
Oh, yeah.
Which we're going to in like a month. So we could take a trip to figure out where we could go see where F-Boy Island was filmed in the Cayman Islands, Erin. We could go on one of the dates they went on.
Outrageous.
Anyway, tabled up. Through Googling, figured out F-Boy Island Season 3 was filmed in Los Angeles. It's just filmed in Malibu. It's not even on a goddamn island. So,
Budget cuts.
The end of F-Boy Island Season 3 happened. It's fine. It's whatever. It was kind of mid, honestly. It like wasn't too crazy or anything like that. But we were plugging our way through it because we want to start F-Girl Island, and three of the guys who are the suitors that are, have to choose from all the F-girls and nice girls are from previous F-Boy Island seasons. But when I Googled, I think you fell asleep and I started raging about this. F-Boy Island Season 3 and F-Girl Island were filmed at the exact same time in Malibu. Yes, to save money.
Oh my God.
So what this means is like one of the dudes was in the finals of F-Boy Island Season 3, like Benedict.
Wait, and he was like Mrs. Doubtfiring?
Yeah, he was also filming F-Girl Island, where he's trying to find his perfect match out of all the F-girls and nice girls.
That's wild.
It's so stupid. I'm so angry. Like, I know this show is dumb, but I feel like there needs to be some sense of honor with this. Like, they have us invested. Like,
F-Boy honor.
Yeah, I was so mad. Like, I think you had fallen asleep, and I was Googling.
I've never heard this.
I saved it for the podcast because I was like, what the?
Good update.
I'm so mad. You know who the three people are that are in F-Girl Island?
Who?
Benedict.
Of course.
CJ.
Okay.
And another dude. But all of them were like up in the mix in F-Boy Island Season 3.
Benedict's a creep.
Pretty deep. Yeah, exactly. I almost don't want to watch this now because I know it was being filmed at the same time. I don't love Benedict. Like,
yeah. That's wild.
It's totally wild.
Nikki.
I mean, I'm not going to put it on Nikki. It's like, if HBO was like, hey, we'll give you 2 more seasons of a show. And she's like, yay. But we got to film them both at the same time. Like, what are you going to be like? No. Play hardball with like HBO or Max? HBO Max?
Yeah, I would. I have F-Boy honor.
F-honor.
I had a meeting recently at a fun bar in town, and they were talking about how they're doing trash TV or trash reality TV watch-alongs at their bar once a week.
Oh, fun.
Or once a month or something. And that they've been wildly popular. And sounds so fun.
Do you know what shows they're watching?
Well, it's funny because right when this person told me this, I was like, oh, like F-Boy Island? And then I instantly got embarrassed because they were like, oh, is that what you're watching? It's like, yeah.
It's like, I've just heard it's trashy. I only watch OPB in the evenings.
Yeah. But I love this idea. It sounds so fun to watch that at like a busy bar with a big group.
Totally.
Yeah. Other things we're watching. Well, one, we watched a movie last night, Opus, which is like, I didn't really know anything about it.
I knew zero. I just saw that it was trending on HBO Max, which HBO Max is one of our sponsors. That's why we keep mentioning them constantly.
Yeah, we have to start calling them HBO again. after the switch over. They sent us a memo.
No, it's just switching to HBO Max. Like,
Right. But we have to bring back the HBO.
Right.
I mean, they let us know as a sponsored team that we had to. Anyways, just John Malkovich.
Ayo Edipiri, which I only recently learned. She's on The Bear.
Yeah. I didn't know her name, so
I only learned her name because she was on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. And I listen to that every week.
She's great.
Yeah, she was awesome in it.
It's a little bit in the vein of like Get Out or like psychological thriller.
Also, definitely horror a little bit.
Yeah. Thriller and horror.
Yeah.
And Don't Blink. Similar to that, maybe.
Yeah. Which was another psychological horror.
Okay, maybe that's just the genre name.
I
But there's
guess,
something
like a
very...
genre.
What's the word? There's a contrast between the storyline and the horror that makes it feel different than your typical horror movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in a typical horror movie, maybe like some scare, like, I don't know, there's some setup that leads up into this like horror situation. And I feel like these storylines like Get Out or Don't Blink are kind of like these like happy, lighter. There's like a lot of contrast between the situation that it's like you're watching versus like what's going on behind the scenes.
I see what you're saying, that like maybe some classic horrors like starts out kind of normal and just gets creepier and creepier and then it's awful, as opposed to a Get Out or an Opus where it's like, yeah, it's very lighthearted and fun
Yeah.
for the first half and then switches pretty hard.
I guess so. I kind of think I'm wrong because like if you think about like Scream movies or something, it's like all light and you know, it's like high schoolers partying or whatever.
I mean, Scream starts out with Drew Barrymore
That's
like
true.
making popcorn for 30 seconds before she gets a very creepy call.
Yeah, that's true. I have to think about it more.
Remember when they killed Drew Barrymore in the very... Spoiler alert for Scream, by the way.
Yeah.
They killed her so fast. It was crazy.
But like, I'm having trouble putting words to why I feel like those three movies are so similar. Don't Blink, Get Out, in this movie. And that's where it's like this kind of like modern, interesting, light story. And then there's something like much darker going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I mean, all of them have this thing of like that there's a group of people that have something off about them, that like there's a secretiveness,
that's true.
as opposed to like, you know, oh, it's a family in a house and there's some sort of monster that's trying to kill them. Like,
Yeah, these are all like almost cultish.
it feels like a subgenre for sure, but I don't know enough about horror to even like be like, oh, it's this type of horror.
Yeah. But I think it was kind of fun.
Mhm.
And terrible. There was a couple scenes in it that if you don't like horror.
Yeah, there was definitely some gruesome parts to it that I didn't see coming, and I was like, ooh, sorry. Didn't realize that was going to happen.
Yeah. Anything else about that movie?
I really liked it. Does that help?
Hot take.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great. I thought it was fun. It was fun to see Malkovich again. It had been a while. I don't know if I could...
We saw him once in a restaurant.
Oh, yes, we did. There used to be a restaurant in Portland called Small Wares that was delicious. The first time I've ever had pickled strawberries was there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were sitting at a table, and Erin and I were on a date, and we look over, and I'm like, I think that's John Malkovich sitting at a table next to us. And then our waiter came over, and we were like, is that John Malkovich? And they were like, yes, he comes here. Like, his daughter lives in Portland.
It was really exciting.
Also, my favorite part about that was watching him drink a whole bottle of red wine. Like, nobody else was drinking at the table, but he drank a whole bottle of red wine and then went outside and lit a cigarette. I was like, this is wild.
That was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. The other thing I'm watching that I started on my own is a new Netflix show that Lena Dunham's making called Too Much. And I think if you're a fan of girls, if you were a fan of girls, that this show is pretty
I am a fan of Girls,
fun.
the show, and in general.
I've been seeing really good things about it. I saw something that said, like, is this a Netflix show trapped in Lena Dunham, or like a Lena Dunham show trapped in Netflix? I don't know. That maybe it has like a Netflix show vibe to it, which doesn't really like sync up.
Does it feel like that when you're watching it, that there's some two things that don't agree with each other? Does it feel, or does it just feel normal? Like,
It feels normal. It's not similar to Girls, really. I mean, there's like components that are, but
it's like half the same cast, right?
no. It's like sprinkled. I mean, none of the other girls are in it besides Lena Dunham. But you're right. It's sprinkled with some random characters
From Girls.
from Girls. But a lot of them have kind of like side parts.
Are you talking about their hair?
Yeah. Yeah, they have side parts, so they're like, millennials. No, they're like kind of minor roles.
Do you mean maybe that like HBO gave Lena Dunham like a lot more freedom and the show could be more like sexually explicit and things like that?
Maybe, yeah.
It feels like maybe she's trying to fit her style into more of a Netflixy box.
A little bit, and it probably is more sexually explicit than a lot of stuff on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. But that one lady from Hacks is in it, right?
Yeah, she's the star of it.
I love her. I'm excited to watch more.
Not the main woman from Hacks, but the...
Not Jean Smart, not Hannah Einbender. Is that her name? But the lady, Staltner?
Megan Staltler?
Yeah, something like that. But she
I'm looking it up right now.
plays the
Yes,
like PR
Megan
firm or
Stalter.
Megan Stalter, yeah. But she is in business with Jimmy.
Yeah, she's so funny.
I feel like, yeah, she gets so many amazing lines in that show.
But yeah, it's like a story about her going through a breakup and then moving to the UK for a job thing. So yeah, I've seen things like it's like Lena Dunham's version of Emily in Paris or whatever that show. But I think it feels Lena Dunham-y. I almost think Lena Dunham's character in it feels kind of awkward. Like, just like she decided to put herself in it, but it's not necessary, if that makes sense. She's kind of has like not enough of an important role or something.
That's how I feel about Quentin Tarantino. Whenever I see him in his movies, I'm like, what? You didn't need to be here.
Yeah, she plays her sister.
She plays the main lady's sister?
Yeah.
Oh. Nice.
And they're like best friend sisters, but at least the episodes I've seen, which I'm only like 4 episodes in, yeah, it doesn't feel like very core to the storyline.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'd love to watch it with you. Start it. Or you can continue on without me if you like. I'll just be watching F Girl Island on my phone. Yelling at Benedict.
We could do that split screen thing.
Oh my god. No, Erin. What are you talking about?
I'm just joking.
Yeah, we'll have separate beds, separate TV.
Remember there was that article that's like the key to a happy marriage with separate beds?
But is that... I didn't read the article. Is it just because, like, you need good sleep? You don't need somebody, like, kicking you or something like that?
I think that's the key.
But I feel like we have a king-size bed. We sleep fine together.
Yeah.
Now, when there's children in the bed, I definitely need separate beds for all the children.
Yeah. Doesn't bother me very much.
Great. I love that for you.
Thanks.
Is the next one, what are we playing? Because I have an update about Animal Well, that game that my daughter and I have been kind of doing as our game of the summer. That I feel like when we first talked about it, I had only played like an hour. Well, now I'm like way deeper in it, and I definitely want to recommend it. That it's really fun, super great puzzles. Every part of it is designed so well. I really like the action of it. Like it feels like a good side platformer. Like it gives me almost like Super Mario 3 vibes in terms of just the control of having to jump precisely and things like that. You played a little bit of it. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I started kind of getting into it. That it has kind of fun mechanics. Wait, will you remind me? Did Donkey make this video game?
He put it out. Like he basically funded it to mass release it. But no, this other guy, Billy Brasso or something, like made every single part of the game.
Oh yeah, like the music and everything.
Exactly. He did every single part of it for 8 years. Like, which is crazy. But it's really well done.
I think the thing that made it overwhelming to me is it's like you can go any direction on your screen.
Right, you can go left of your screen, right of your screen, above your screen, or below your screen.
So I just constantly felt kind of lost. Like if you go like down and then right and then up and then up and then right and then left and then up and right, like your brain, it's like hard to track where you're at.
Well, you do get a map.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. But I enjoyed playing it. I started getting into it after a little while.
I think you should keep with it if you got it. It's kind of fun. Well, before we get to our topics, do you want to play a round of Name That MacGuffin?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Wait, we need like a fun tone.
I know. Yeah, to put in the background.
Yeah.
Name that MacGuffin.
Okay, I guess we got it.
I'll just make up the jingle every night.
Every night.
And we do this every night.
We just only put them out once a week.
Once a week. We're banking them. We can retire after next year. Just there'll be enough episodes until we're dead.
Because we'll have 52 times 7.
Erin, no more math. So I have 3 movies here, but I kind of want to maybe just do one an episode and save them for next time. Or should we do all 3?
Well, 3.
Okay, you can make me think a lot more. Okay, so for anybody who's a fresh listener, a MacGuffin was covered on an earlier episode, is something in a film or a piece of fiction where it's an object or object-ish thing that drives the plot of the movie that a lot of people are either trying to get or get rid of or, yeah. So I'm going to start with the title of the movie, and Erin's going to try to tell me the MacGuffin in that movie. Men in Black.
Aliens? Wait a second.
Which I kind of want to rewatch.
Got it. Wait. The Orion's cat collar.
Exactly. It was the galaxy marble that's on the cat's collar, and the cat's name is Orion. Because there's that thing where, like, the galaxy's on Orion's belt.
Yes.
And they're like, that doesn't make sense. It's 3 stars and, like, can't be a galaxy.
I just reached deep in my psyche for that.
You know what you had is a gestalt moment
Oh.
where everything suddenly becomes clear.
That's what it was like.
Pineapple Express.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So the guy gets killed. And then they're running from the cops, kind of, but they're not. It's not weed. A gun? No, wait. Wait. Oh, I see. Is it the 2 main people? So,
Well, now that I'm going back and looking at this, I'm having the same thoughts as you. Like, wait, no, there's a bunch of different, like, sort of almost mini MacGuffins. Like, they have to go talk to, what's his name? Red, to, like, figure out. But according to my Googling, they were actually trying to find that Pineapple Express weed strain that they had smoked earlier in the film. But you know what? I need to go back and do my research. Maybe we should watch it again before I weigh in on that one.
okay.
My bad. We'll take that one out. I'll replace it with another one. Pulp Fiction.
I don't remember.
I wouldn't say it drives like every character in the film sort of thing, but there is a part where Marcellus Wallace is trying to get this briefcase and he's sending John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson to like get it. And there's, I think, there's like a few different interested parties. But the interesting thing about this MacGuffin is it's never revealed what it is. There's a scene where somebody opens a briefcase and you just see the shining light inside the briefcase and the person's like so thunderstruck and like, is that what I think it is? And they're like, yeah, that's what you think it is. And then they close it and like, you never know what the MacGuffin is, but it's the briefcase.
I like that.
All right, this last one. I feel confident.
Okay.
Raising Arizona.
The baby.
Yep, Nathan Jr. I got to have one of them babies, H.I. You already said they got more than they can handle.
What did we just see her in? I love her.
Holly Hunter?
Yeah.
She's the best. I don't remember what we just saw her in.
Okay. Good MacGuffin round.
Yeah, I really went through 4 of them. I'm going to have to think hard about some other MacGuffins for next episode. Well, it is customary that we play a game of rock, paper, scissors. Boom, boom, shoot. Best 2 out of 3. And then whoever wins decides the order for tonight. That somebody will go present first and the other person will present last. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. My paper covered Aaron's rock. Scissors, scissors. Scissors, scissors. Rock, rock. Scissors, scissors. Paper covered Aaron's rock. I won.
Boo.
That was a crazy one.
I was getting into your psyche.
No, you were slowing me down hard. Yeah, did you Google rock, paper, scissors theory?
No, I keep forgetting.
We got too many things to Google in our lives. Well, I am going to let you go first, Aaron.
Okay.
If you want, or I can go first.
No, I'll go first. Thank you. Let me think how to
Talk.
Let me think how to talk. Okay. I'm only going to talk about some kind of random stories and a couple people connected to this topic because I could talk about this for, 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
But I thought it would be fun because there's some, like, especially in college and I don't know, I still am very interested in this topic, but especially in college and years after that, the beat generation and beat poets was something I was like really drawn to and found a lot of inspiration for my writing and had some different experiences with some of beat writers. So I thought I would talk about that and some especially of the women in the beat scene.
Oh, this is good because I really only know that term. And if you said like name a beat poet, I would be able to name 1 or 2 and definitely not women. So
Yeah.
good job. I don't know what you're talking about.
Perfect. And I mean, this might end up being like a part 1 and part 2 at a future.
Ooh, our first multi-episode topic.
Yeah, because
Besides MacGuffins.
I think I'm going to talk about some like of my connections and some of like the people. Yeah. And then maybe digging into like more of the history and in a second part, but we'll see.
So is it spelled B-E-A-T or B-E-E-T?
Beat.
Okay. Where's that name come from?
Jack Kerouac.
That was one of the ones I could name. Thank you for not pressing me on it.
The reason I'm hesitating is that Jack Kerouac has been kind of like credited with introducing the term, and it was about like being the beat down generation, like after World War II. And, you know, just like just being kind of beaten down, and then connections also to like the jazz scene.
So it has music connotations and also kind of class implication.
I think class, and also just like the young generation at that time, kind of disillusioned and struggling.
So this is right after World War II? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently he introduced the phrase, the beat generation, in 1948.
Okay.
However, there is a poet, Herbert Hunk, that's
Herbert Hunk?
Herbert Hunk, that's credited with first using the word beat in his writing. And Kerouac maybe like took that concept and turned it into like, we are the beat generation. So like coined it as like a term for the group and all of that. And the kind of origins of what that meant to be the beat generation were connected to Columbia University, where Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and like a small group of writers ended up meeting. Kerouac went to Columbia on a football scholarship.
Oh, wow.
So they met there and just started like building some of that community and
The football
as writers.
community.
As like writers that were like into jazz and kind of counterculture, subversive.
Wow. I wouldn't
culture.
guess Jack Kerouac would have gone to college on a football scholarship.
Mm-hmm. So there is like, well, here, let me see. Yeah, they're also referred to as the beatniks, which...
Yeah, that's like a term. But that was like a derogatory term, right? Or no?
Beatniks were members of a social movement in the mid-20th century who subscribed to an anti-materialistic lifestyle. They rejected the conformity and consumerism of mainstream American culture and expressed themselves through various forms of art, such as literature and poetry.
Oh, that's kind of what that Opus movie was about.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
So Allen Ginsberg was one of my favorite poets early on. And after I read his book of poems, Howl, I was like, my teenage self, mind blown. Like, loved Howl. I was obsessed with going to City Lights, which is Lawrence Ferlinghetti's bookstore that's in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, North Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone there. I like that spot.
Yeah. And it was just like and I went there in high school, but like in my brain just had so much magic connected to it. And I feel like a lot of my writing was kind of inspired by Ginsberg at the time when I was writing a lot of poetry. And then I also read William Burroughs' Naked Lunch and was reading Kerouac books also. But I feel like Ginsberg and Naked Lunch were kind of like formative writings that inspired me when I was young.
Can I ask you a question about Naked Lunch? Because I've never read it. I only know about it because, like those things in pop culture, I know about it because of The Simpsons, that they reference it. And there's a part where Nelson on The Simpsons, or like, Bart has a fake ID, like where he's 18 or something, and he takes him and his friends out to see an R-rated movie with the ID, and they go and see Naked Lunch, and then they walk out afterwards, and Nelson's like, I can think of 2 things wrong with that title. Like, what is Naked Lunch about?
I think the last time I read Naked Lunch, I was 16. So...
Were your parents like, what book are you reading? You're like, it's not inappropriate, Mom. It's just called Naked Lunch. It's a beatnik thing.
Naked Lunch by William Burroughs is a fragmented, hallucinatory novel primarily focused on the experiences of a drug addict, Lee, navigating a nightmarish landscape called Interzone. It's a work renowned for its experimental style, taboo subject matter, and exploration of addiction, sexuality, and social control.
Whoa.
So yeah, I could see like a Simpsons joke where,
Right. It's not.
yeah,
Was there a movie made of it?
yes. I don't think I've seen it though.
Whoa. If you just Google Naked Lunch movie and then like go to Google image search, there are some wild things. Yeah, it almost seems like it's about aliens.
It says the film is loosely based on the novel.
Oh, interesting. We should watch it.
Yeah.
Should we do a watch along with the podcast
Yeah, totally.
and then put it on our Patreon? Coming soon. What on earth? Yeah, I gotta stop looking at these images. All right, continue. Sorry.
So when I went to the East Coast with my grandparents in high school, I was so excited to go to Lowell, Massachusetts to go to Kerouac's grave. And so I had my grandparents like drive definitely out of the way so we could go visit Lowell. And it was just like this really small town, like only well known because, like, yeah, definitely Kerouac living there. Kind of put it more on the map. You should look up where it is. Let's see.
Yep, that's in Massachusetts.
Yeah, just like a small mill town, with a cute park in the middle, and so when we got there, this was like pretty pre-cell phone, probably like right as cell phones were becoming a thing, but we stopped at this little diner to ask them where Kerouac's grave was because we weren't sure. And there was all these like 4 or 5 old guys sitting at the bar, and they were, they just like were like, it's so weird that people come here, and like he was just like a alcoholic gay dude that lived in our town. They just like thought it was so strange that people, come visit
Right.
to go to his grave. And they definitely said some derogatory terms, and
Oh, wow.
yeah. So I visited his grave and yeah, got tons of pictures, put some things on it from a few close friends that
Oh, wow.
were, yeah, interested in me visiting. Yeah, so in high school, like I visited City Lights. If you go upstairs in City Lights, it's kind of like the special poetry space up there. Also next door, or down below, kind of next door, there's that bar where So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Vesuvius,
yeah.
I pulled that from the depths of my brain.
Yeah. I love that. That place is kind of magical too.
I can't remember what I read, but there was something that you probably recommended to me where one of the first lines is like, or never mind, sorry, I'm thinking of something that starts with like, we're itching to get away from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Never mind, cut this out, Erin. But yeah, I love So I Married an Axe Murderer. I love Vesuvius. I feel like we went on a date there pretty early in our relationship, and
Totally. Because I loved that area. North Beach just feels magical.
yeah, for sure. What was that garlic restaurant? The Naughty Vampire or something like that. What's it called?
Stinking Rose.
Stinking Rose.
Yeah.
The Naughty Vampire.
That's a good name.
But yeah, like everything has tons and tons of garlic in it. Like we should go back there. I feel like I'm way more into garlic now.
Yeah. So when I got to college in the Bay Area, I was like a regular at City Lights. Loved going there, and got interested in. So I got my bachelor's in creative writing, and the school I went to has like some really just like well-known poets that are like Trong Tran.
I was going to say you should drop their names.
Yeah. And Juliana Spar were two of my mentors. And but through that, I was editing the school poetry journal, The Walrus.
So you had editing experience before this podcast is what you're saying.
Yeah. And we really wanted to highlight one of the female beat writers, Diane DePrima. And so we got in contact with her and asked first and to see if we could feature some of her writing in The Walrus was the name of our journal.
I remember it. I got into the Walrus.
Yeah.
With the help of you. Which I feel like it was pretty important to have like some male representation in the Walrus that didn't go to the school.
Yeah. An all-women's school and having a male painter.
Yep.
Yeah. But Diane DePrima is one of the women I wanted to talk about in the Beat generation. And it's funny because I talked with her multiple times. I think we met her for a reading. And she's a very, like, blunt person. Like, definitely wouldn't say, like, warm and fuzzy.
Okay.
So it was kind of intense to communicate with her and everything. But she is, like, one of the women in the Beat generation. And there's always been kind of, like, people don't even think about women in that scene. Like, all the main writers are...
Yeah, I'm guilty. Like, when you said, beat poets, I was like, oh, yeah, those 2 or 3 dudes that I know.
Yeah, like, there's Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, Neil Cassidy, William Burroughs. Yeah. Ken Kesey is kind of, like, connected in some ways. It's kind of like a loose network. There's, like, some people that are more or less connected to that core group. Lawrence Ferlinghetti, the one who opened City Lights. Yeah. But the women are kind of like overlooked and were core to the whole beat scene. A lot of the women writers at the time. And so Diane DePrima is one. I'll talk about her. And then Anne Waldman, really like important to me because she actually came kind of late in the beat scene and is... People think of her as like someone who helped like kind of carry a lot of the beat culture into like later because of the like she kind of showed up later. But she opened the Jack Kerouac School for Disembodied Poetics with Allen Ginsberg.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I've heard all these names of things. It's all coming back to me.
I went there for that summer program.
That's why I've heard of it.
Yeah. At Naropa University in Boulder.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the summer writing program in the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poetics and stayed in a little bunk dorm room kind of thing. But Anne Waldman helped create that program in the 70s with Allen Ginsberg. And it's just a really special writing. It's an actual like school of writing. They just also do the summer program. So I got to meet Anne Waldman and
Fun.
Yeah, do a lot of really amazing writing workshops. It was really magical. And I'd never been to Boulder before. It's beautiful, like in the middle of the mountains.
Yeah, I've never been. I've just been to Denver.
Just like mountains and like all around you in a big circle. So you feel like you're in this, mountainous valley.
You feel like that or you
are
that?
You are that. Yeah. I was just looking at this is my original Howl.
Erin's holding up her Howl by Allen Ginsberg.
It makes me emotional. My favorite poem in here is A Supermarket in California. That's the name of it. Because I love grocery stores.
This has been a theme for a long time with Erin.
Yeah. And I wrote a response to him in one of my collections of writing, a response to this poem. Mm-hmm. But this specific poem just really stands out to me. I could read it, but maybe we don't have time for that. Maybe I'll post a picture of it on the gram.
We are over an hour in.
Yeah. But Over the last couple years, I've been trying to write more and kind of slowly working on a collection of some things. My friend from college, Carmen, shout out Carmen,
Oh, yeah.
she wrote a review of Trong's new book a couple years ago. And in her short writing about his book, she mentions a few people from college in the creative writing program, including me.
Oh, wow.
And when I read that piece, I felt like I read it right at a time when I was like needing to get back into writing, and it like pushed me to do that. Just like the way she talked about our kind of cohort of writers from college was kind of inspiring.
Nice.
Yeah.
How have you been getting back into writing? What are your goals?
I've just been working on some short poem pieces here and there. Nothing cohesive, but just trying to write more when I can.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I feel about producing music. Mm-hmm. But like I just need to do it when the inspiration is hitting and when I feel like
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah. I was definitely more last year than I am right now, but a few months ago I wrote a few short things. But anyways, I was going to read about Diane DePrima and Anne Waldman, just some short excerpts.
Sure.
And I just feel connected to Diane DePrima since I met her. She felt like this like window into the beat scene because I got to actually like talk to her. And
Right, you met her.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, raised in Brooklyn, Diane was close to her maternal grandfather, Domenico Malozzi. Domenico Malozzi.
Whoa.
Very political and a diehard freethinker, he counted prominent anarchist Carlo Tresca as a close friend. Diane began writing poetry at the age of 7. At 13, she entered Hunter High School in Manhattan, and since then has written constantly. After nearly 2 years of studying physics at Swarthmore College, she moved to the Lower East Side well before the arrival of any scene. There, she pursued her writing and her passion for knowledge full-time, working in bookstores so she could read as much as possible, often all day and into the night. In the early 50s, before the Beats became known, Diane DePrima became friends with the New Bohemians. Her various pads were centers of lively discussion and activity filled with friends who often slept together. In 1953, she started what was to be a very influential relationship with Ezra Pound. They corresponded, and Diane went to visit Pound at St. Elizabeth's, a psychiatric hospital in Washington, D.C., and spent time with him there. During this same period, her thirst for discourse and desire to connect with other strong minds led her to literary correspondence with several other poets, including Kenneth Patchen, Lawrence Ferlinghetti, and Allen Ginsberg. And then there's like some quotes from Anne Waldman about how important Diane DePrima was in the Beat movement.
Was she the same age as all of them? I'm like trying to keep track of the years.
Yeah, I think she was right in that same generation. You should tell me what year she was born compared to like Allen Ginsberg. But in 1953, she met
She was born August 6th, 1934.
She has my birthday?
Exact same birthday. You were born in 1934. Wow, she's like 90. Or, no, wait, did she die?
You know, I don't know. I feel like maybe she did in the last few years.
Let me Google Diane DePrima still alive? No, she died in 2020. Oh man, was she a COVID death? Wow. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, in 1957, she finally started meeting like Kerouac and Ginsberg and Gregory Corso and all those like core Beat Generation people. She also was friends with Hetty Jones and Leroy Jones and helped run a literary journal. She had like 5 kids, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
In the last half of the 60s, she was staying at Timothy Leary's experimental psychedelic community at Millbrook and traveled on an epic 20,000-mile journey, kids in tow, across America in a Volkswagen bus. reading poetry at dance halls, bars, storefronts, colleges, and galleries.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, you said she had like 5 kids?
Mm-hmm.
She took them all on the bus reading poetry across the country?
I guess so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like Little Miss Sunshine times 3.
It's hard to get to 5 with doing times 3.
Don't think about the math too hard. Just go and continue.
She helped found the New College of California in San Francisco. Yeah, she just like had a really interesting, so much work doing like teaching Zen workshops and political activism. And then she wrote, her epic poem was Loba, which I love. That you've probably read that.
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably have.
A while back, I was really into that. Yeah.
Can you imagine being a small child and having your poet mother being like, we're going to drive all the way across the country for months on end and I'm going to read poetry like at all these places? Be nuts.
Yeah, on this story. So she was friends with Hetty Jones and Leroy Jones. And the thing I think is funny, which Leroy Jones became Amiri Baraka later. But she was friends with them. And then she's like, also, Diane DePrima had a baby with Leroy Jones.
Whoa.
So she's just like friends with this couple and then like also has a baby with the dude.
It was the 60s.
Yeah.
People having babies with lots of people. Was that the 6th kid?
No, I think it's one of the 5.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Amiri Baraka, I used to know much more about him, but I think he's one of, there's, kind of few black people represented in like the Beat generation history.
Oh, I think I saw a picture of him when I was Googling about her death.
But he was married to Hetty Jones, and she was a beat writer also.
Cool.
Yeah. I can stop there. I don't need to read about Anne Waldman.
I mean, you said you were going to possibly make this a 2-parter, right?
Yes. Maybe I'll come back to it.
We've only scratched the surface of the Beat generation here. Well, yeah, I feel like I've always had an outside knowledge of Beat poetry and stuff that you've kind of helped me get more inside with, but I still feel like I don't know a ton. I'd love to read more. I don't think I've read much Diane DePrima or Anne Waldman or Ginsberg or Kerouac, for that matter.
I think you've read like a little bit of Kerouac, but it's been a while.
What are his big ones? On the Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the one that starts with that, like itching to get away from Portland.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. You saw that signed Ginsberg first edition that I got you? Or did you throw it away, Erin?
No, I think I have it. I mean, I do have it just on the shelf somewhere.
But I remember it being not one of his like great things. It was like lesser known first edition signed Ginsberg.
The phrase itching to get away from Portland is a reference to a historical flea infestation in Portland, Oregon that led many to seek refuge in San Francisco.
What? Is that AI?
Wait, this historical anecdote is referenced on the sign above the entrance to Vesuvio Cafe in San Francisco's North Beach neighborhood.
Oh, is that what I'm conflating this with? Is just that sign at Vesuvio's?
Maybe. It feels so familiar from the book, though.
Did I just read it at that bar and was like, oh, that must be from like one of the Beat books? It was a flea?
It's on Jack Kerouac Street. You were like, am I reading a book or am I on his street?
Am I reading a book or am I at a bar?
That's so funny. Yeah, it's a tongue-in-cheek reference to an early 1900s flea infestation.
What? Stay tuned next week where my topic will be the 1900s flea infestation of Portland.
Yes, please. Okay. There's definitely rabbit holes here.
I think I just assumed that was a line from a book.
I feel like I can like see it in my brain.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think this like topic is interesting because it feels like slightly tied up in like teenage angstiness because I was so into it in high school.
Does that make it hard to try to revisit?
A little bit, yeah.
Because it feels cringy in some ways where it shouldn't.
Slightly, yeah. But it definitely like also transferred up like through college and later. But I don't know. I feel like that's like where it started, so it's interesting to revisit. But some of these writings are like still so close to my heart and I love so much.
Also, it shaped a big part of, what you studied and, you doing your own writing and, yeah.
Yeah. I loved the creative writing program I was in. The workshops I loved them.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I feel like in college I could have majored in 12 different things and like really enjoyed it.
I know, it's like too bad that you can't have that experience of like doing that.
Right. Just go to college for like 16 years to figure out what you want to do with your life.
Sounds nice to go back to college and pick a random major.
$2 million of student loan debt. Are you ready for my topic?
Yes.
Okay. So, Erin, have you heard of Hawaii?
Sounds familiar.
Well, since you've heard of Hawaii, Erin, I'm going to talk tonight about, and I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce this. I probably should have had that Frenchman pronounce it for me on YouTube, but it's Niihau Island. So I'm going to say Niihau.
Okay.
Niihau Island. It is the westernmost island of Hawaii. So if you picture Hawaii, it's like goes right to left. It's the leftmost island.
Okay. So this is down with the little islands?
Yes.
Okay.
Like it's small. Speaking of its size, this island is 70 square miles big. So that's...
San Francisco is 7 square miles big.
Right. So it's like 10 San Franciscos. That's funny because I Googled, like, what does 70 square miles look like? And the best thing I could find is it's twice the size of Disney World. But when I initially Googled, like,
I have no reference point for that.
That's the best one I could find.
Yeah.
The worst one was immediately when I Googled, like, what does 70 square miles look like? It's 0.0000018% of Alaska.
That is ridiculous.
Isn't that the most useless thing you've ever seen?
Also, wait. Disney World is...
Florida.
Disney World is 5 San Franciscos?
Wait.
That's so big.
Is that true?
If this is 2 Disney Worlds and San Francisco is 7 square miles...
Oh my gosh. God, I hope I did my math right. Or my Googling right.
That is huge.
This island is special for a lot of reasons, but it's a critical habitat for a lot of Hawaiian birds like Hawaiian stilts, Hawaiian coots, and Hawaiian ducks. I had no idea what a Hawaiian coot looked like, so I had to Google it. It's basically like a black duck if you took its face and bill and dipped it in white paint. So it's like so black and then just the starkest white face and bill. It's also the only place where like this certain type of Hawaiian plant or flower blooms. So it's like a very critically endangered habitat area. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of it tonight. In 2010, there was 170 people that lived on this island. Wow. Very small population. In 2020, the population has dropped to 84. So it's lost over half its people in the last 10 years. 84 people on this island is 2 people per square mile.
Wow.
Yeah. So originally back like in the before 1700s, 1800s, this island and another Hawaiian island didn't want to be part of the Hawaiian Islands. They didn't want to be associated with them, even though they're kind of like right next door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good luck.
I know. You're right there. You're going to say you're not Hawaii?
Yeah, it'd be very awkward, like, picture of Hawaii. And then it's like...
Right. It's
not
like
this one, though.
6 out of the 8 islands.
Yeah.
Not these 2. But after a lot of like battles and like, people fighting and dying and stuff, like they eventually did unify as the Hawaiian Islands. So, sidebar. In Scotland, in the year 1800, there was this lady named Elizabeth McHutchinson Sinclair. And later, I think her friends just called her Eliza. But she grew up in Scotland. She was like worked on farms and stuff. And then she married some Royal Navy hero. And they had 3 boys and 3 girls. So 6 kids. Which is interesting because
Diana Prima had 5.
That we know of.
Prolific ladies, Eliza and Diane.
It's true. So at a certain point, I think when she was like 40, her and her husband and her 6 kids moved to New Zealand. I think maybe because he was part of the Navy and like explored down there. Then at a certain point in New Zealand, him, the husband, and the oldest son went out on some voyage and never came back. Nobody ever knew what happened to him. So like lost at sea, which is weird because he was supposed to be like one of the best navigators in the Navy.
Mysterious.
True. Maybe he's still alive.
Still. Should we go try to look for him? Find clues?
Yeah, exactly. He disappeared in like 1850. So she decided that she needs more land for her and her kids because all her kids started having babies. So she was like becoming a grandma and she was like, oh, there's too many people in our family. We need more land. So she left New Zealand and naturally wound up in Vancouver Island in Canada because she had heard there was cheap land there or something. Might be making that up. But quickly realized that Vancouver Island is gnarly. You cannot really farm there and stuff. Like, I only know about Vancouver Island because we watched that show Alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're all like based there. A lot of them.
A lot of the seasons are on Vancouver Island, and that is some thick, gnarly woods and like bears, cougars. Yeah. So somebody was like, well, you should check out the Sandwich Islands, which are later become Hawaii. So she packed up some sheep, a cow, a grand piano, and her 13 people in her family and moved to Niihau, which is this tiny island all the way to the left on Hawaii, of the Hawaiian Islands. Then in 1864, she buys the whole island for $10,000 at the time, which, because of inflation, would be about $200,000 in today's economy.
Cheap.
So cheap. An island? What? Then it's from there sort of passed down to her kids and her grandkids and her great-grandkids. And then finally today, her great-great-grandkids, Keith and Bruce Robinson, own and manage this island.
Oh my God.
Yes. It's a Hawaiian island that's owned by 2 Scottish dudes.
Is it touristy? Like, is there like places to stay there? And
Absolutely not.
oh,
In fact, these days it is called the Forbidden Island because you have to have an invitation from the Robinson family to even go there.
what?
Yes. Also, I said that it's like the Scottish family, but I guess
I mean,
they're Hawaiian.
yeah.
They're white Hawaiians essentially. Like their family has been living.
yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. I should look where those boys lived, but anyway, it's the Forbidden Island. You can't go there. They have very strict rules on this island that are largely enforced by Bruce's wife. So one of the great-great-grandson's wife. No alcohol on the island.
My God.
No tobacco. No talking about Niihau to the media. A permanent ban from the island if you leave for an extended period of time. So if you're one of the residents and you leave for too long, they just do not let you back.
What?
Yes.
Where did you hear about this?
It may have been like from scrolling or something like that. Like, yeah, I don't
Cut
remember.
that out.
But I put a note in my phone like, hey, research this island. And then I started going through the wiki and being like, whoa.
I was curious about their health outcomes, like with
Yeah.
no alcohol, no tobacco, no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Also, another rule is no long hair or beards on men. Which I don't know how.
Are they religious?
I don't know. The island does not have running water or electricity. The people that live there mainly, well, they do have some electricity. It's like from solar power and stuff. But they mainly don't really even have traditional jobs or anything, that they just like fish and farm. And one thing I read said that they get free meat. And I don't know if that's from like all the sheep that are on the island, but they get all their groceries delivered from another Hawaiian island that's right next door to them on a big barge.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Should we try to get an invite?
I don't even know how. You got to talk to Scottish royalty or whatever they are. One interesting fact I came across is that in 2012, 27 people voted in the presidential election from this island, and it was pretty split between the Republican and Democrat.
Wow.
In 2020, 43 people voted in the presidential election, and 100% of them voted for Trump.
Oh my God. What a vibe on this island.
Yeah.
A bunch of Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild and scary.
Yeah, I really don't know what's going on this island after I've read a lot about it. Like, yeah, it's just this population that's like shrinking, and they're Republican, but like one Scottish family makes all the rules for the island, and they don't have much infrastructure, and like you can't really go there. Did read some things that were people like, well, you can go to the beaches there, but you like it's really expensive. Like, but you can't get off the beach. Like, you can't talk to locals or anything like that. It almost seems like a Jurassic Park situation.
There's probably dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's where I was going with this. Probably dinosaurs on that island.
Or some secrets.
Secrets for sure. But yeah, it's interesting. I'd love
Crazy.
to meet somebody from there and like wait, you grew up on Niihau? Like, what is it like there?
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a book or podcast about this. I want to hear someone talk about it that was there.
Yeah. The Robinsons have got to be religious, right? For all those weird rules.
Probably. Republican, religious, forbidden island. Crazy.
Yeah, that's all I got. It's kind of a shorter one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, as our last guest said, I always have short topics. Well, Erin, I look forward to any follow-ups about Diane DePrima or Ann Waldman. Or just the Beat Generation, is that what I call them? I feel like there's too many Beat things. It's like Beat Generation, Beat Poets, Beat Nicks.
Well, it's all connected though, because they were the Beat Generation, so that's what they were called.
But like, pick a thing. Like, just let me call you the thing.
Yeah, in like high school or college, I could have told you like everything about these writers. It's funny because there's just like pieces of it still in my brain, but I could have, told you who they were married to and what their histories were. And
Wow.
yeah. But it's fun to read from I got excited tonight about this topic because of my Women of the Beat Generation book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That I used to read on the regular. And I have random writings in it.
Oh, you wrote in the book?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, very beatnik.
Yeah.
So beatnik wasn't a derogatory term? I pictured conservative people being like, get out of here, you beatniks.
It's
Can't
probably
just
true.
hang out on my lawn reading books. Beat it, you beatniks.
Beat it. It's probably true. I don't know.
That's going to be my topic for next week.
What does beatnik mean?
All right, Erin. Well, now I know a little bit more about the Beat Generation, beatniks, beat poets.
And I know about that island.
What was it called?
Niha? Neely?
I think it's Niihau.
Niihau.
But I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Should we go to that Frenchman?
Yeah, that's a good way to end our episode.
Okay. I think it's this dude.
The name of this Hawaiian island is pronounced as locally Niihau, Ni hao. Sorry. Ni hao. So you have to break up the E sound right here in the middle. Ni hao. Ni hao is how it's pronounced. The name of this Hawaiian island is pronounced as locally ni hao. Ni hao. Sorry. Ni hao.
What? I have so many questions. Why didn't he record again since he made a mistake during it? He just says sorry and does it anyways.
He didn't have time to re-record his 60-second YouTube video.
It was so strange. Also, he says Hawaiian.
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 I've
So I don't
never
trust
heard
him.
anybody say Hawaiian. Well,
It's probably the real way since he says it.
Hawaiian.
Yeah. Oh my god.
he's a lot.
Yeah. It exhausted me.
I kind of love him. Maybe I'll do some research on this dude.
Yeah, I want to know his background.
Hawaiian.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Why was that the final cut?
It's so strange.
I guess he does have to record every single word in existence, so he's probably pretty busy.
Oh, God.
All right. Good night, Erin.
Good night.
Love you.
Love you.
Have you ever transcended space and time?
Yes. No. Time, not space. No, I don't know what you're talking about.